are about to witness the most amazing man-made jewelry ever created. The original multicolor mood ring. This is the ring that senses your deepest feelings.
Remember the days when shag carpets and avocado green kitchens were all the rage? When dialing a rotary phone was a daily struggle and beanbag chairs were the ultimate chill spot? Let's take a look back in nostalgia and revisit 30 things that only boomers can truly appreciate. Number 30. Avocado green and harvest gold appliances. Remember sinking your toes into those thick, colorful shag carpets? They looked cool, but cleaning them was a nightmare. The 70s were a time of iconic colors that still evoke a certain nostalgia today. The colors of this era heavily revolved around the earth movement, with warm and earthy tones dominating most designs. Avocado. Of all the colors in the 70s palette, avocado is perhaps the most representative of the era. This puke green tone was everywhere in the 70s, from appliances to wallpaper, and was emblematic of the decade in every way. Harvest gold, another yellowish hue that was prevalent in the 70s. Harvest gold was notably brighter and more golden than avocado. This vibrant color was especially popular in the kitchen, and many home appliances were finished with this stunning golden hue. Number 29. Shag carpeting. Ever wonder why kitchens used to look like avocado and mustard exploded? The origins of shag carpet are said to have appeared thousands of years ago, either in Central Asia or ancient Greece, based on which historians you choose to believe. Centuries later, the relevance of shag carpeting, especially wall-to-wall as it was experienced by the boomer generation, dates back to the end of World War II. Many believe that color TV and movies of the 1960s provided the impetus for families, and by then the coming of age of the first boomers, to embrace the shag as a with-it and groovy addition to the modern home. As with previous carpeting, shag came in bright, jewel-tone colors. By 1970, two of the most popular shag colors were harvest yellow and teal. White was always an option, but though it looked great in a movie or in photos of a star's home, wasn't practical for most growing suburban families. No discussion of shag carpeting would be complete without mentioning the van. Previously a vehicle used only for carrying cargo, the 1970s saw an explosion of vans outfitted for personal use. Shag carpeting remnants fitted in the back of the van or carried completely around the walls and roof became de rigueur. Nothing says, "I still live in the 60s" like shag carpet. Shag carpet honestly was such a mistake. It never looks nice and feels weird on your feet. I think the younger generations will be happy to pass on this trend. Number 28. Wood paneling. Do you recall those dark faux wood panels that made every room feel like a cave? Wood paneling, as we know it, exploded onto the scene during the post-World War II housing boom. With soldiers returning home from war in droves and the U.S. enjoying a period of economic prosperity, houses were constructed en masse and in record time. With this period of development utilizing prefab housing and easy-to-assemble and inexpensive materials, wood-paneled walls made their retro debut. Between the 1950s and 1960s, when mid-century modern design changed the game for architecture and design forever, wooden walls served the purpose of showcasing nature within the home's interior. With wood grain on display, the massive windows of MCM homes complemented the home's earthy materials. As the 50s and 60s gave way to the 70s, builders continued to utilize the synthetic wood paneling for homes. Wood paneling is a clear symbol of the boomer generation. It was once a popular choice for dens and basements, and now it serves as a nostalgic reminder of an era when this look represented comfort and style. This might have been in style in the 60s and 70s, but now wood paneling, or specifically fake wood paneling, is just an eyesore. So unless you just have a significant dedication to the 70s vibe, avoid the wood. Number 27. Orange and brown decor. The 70s is often referred to as the decade of earth tones, and for good reason. Earthy hues such as brown, beige, rust, and olive green were the dominating colors in fashion, interior design, and even graphic design. These colors were associated with an earthy and bohemian lifestyle, which was popularized during this era. During the 70s, people were looking to reconnect with the natural world, and earth tones were seen as a way to bring that connection into their homes and lives. These colors were considered warm, inviting, and comfortable, which made them the perfect choice for interior design. They were used in everything from wallpaper to furniture upholstery, creating a cozy and relaxed atmosphere in homes everywhere. In the 60s and 70s, orange and brown were used extensively, which may have led to a sense of oversaturation and eventual fatigue with these colors. Like all design trends, color preferences evolve over time. What was once fashionable can become dated as new styles emerge. Number 26. Plastic-covered furniture. Do I really have to say why these are awful? I thought it was common knowledge that these are gross, tacky, and outdated. It was a thick, clear plastic material that had raised triangular bumps all over it, I guess to provide traction for the slippery stuff, or also seen smooth, as in the picture. It was seen on automobile seats, couches, chairs, and nearly everything else that could possibly come into contact with a human derriere. In the 1960s, it was everywhere. The polyethylene artificial epidermis was ice cold in the winter, blazing hot in the summer, and quite uncomfortable to bare skin in any weather. However, it kept the upholstery cocooned a millimeter or so beneath its surface immaculate. Everyone is looking for the easiest and best ways to keep their home and furniture clean. One of the older methods was to cover your furniture in thick plastic. Since plastic covers can be wiped off or replaced, their popularity is understandable. However, it became expensive to buy the amount of plastic you need in order to cover every piece of furniture in your house. Plastic also doesn't last the same when it's been washed in a full-fledged washing machine. These days, people prefer spraying their furniture down with stain-resistant solutions. Number 25. Beanbag chairs. The beanbag chair is having a moment. It's been around for more than 50 years, designed in 1968 by Piero Gatti, Cesare Paolini, and Franco Teodoro, and debuted at the Paris Furniture Fair in January of the following year. It made its way to America courtesy of Macy's, and soon thereafter became a fixture in a teenager's bedroom so they could listen to Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin with their record players in supreme comfort. These days, beanbag chairs come in a range of shapes and sizes, though they're still primarily used to chill. We've rounded up the best of what's on the market, so read on for our top recommendations, plus things to consider before you shop. Number 24. Lava lamps. When you see a lava lamp, the late 60s and early 70s immediately come to mind. The decorative light became synonymous with the hippie lifestyle and psychedelic counterculture during the flower power era. And as the lamp's inventor said, if you buy my lamp, you won't need to buy drugs. Indeed, it's easy to get lost and relax while staring at the liquid blobs floating amid the soft glow of the light. Astrolamp was launched in 1963. However, the intention wasn't for his usual lamp to be a symbol for the psychedelic era. Instead, it was marketed for the dignified or respectable individual. The brochures depicted drawings of men and women wearing fancy clothing in various settings and introduced the lamp as the exotic new conversation piece, styled to fit any mood and decor in the home and all discerning establishments. It wasn't an instant hit, and according to the inventors, retailers thought the lava lamp was ugly. Number 23. Paisley patterns. Is there anything more retro than a shirt with the same colorful patterns facing different directions? The Paisley pattern on clothing was simply another innovation people were eager to try decades ago. Flowers and different designs were openly accepted and encouraged to wear by baby boomers. In Europe, however, the motif emerged as a symbol of a bohemian lifestyle in the 1960s, after a few resurfacings in the first half of the 20th century. Unsurprisingly, on the smoking jackets of Oscar Wilde, Bowie, Jagger, and the Beatles transformed it into a symbol of nonconformity and rebellion. John Lennon famously adorned his Rolls-Royce with paisleys. In the 1970s, it appeared on handkerchiefs as a secret code among gay men in San Francisco. Number 22. Mood rings. Remember the thrill of wearing a mood ring and watching it change colors based on your mood? Recognizing someone's mood can help you decipher how you would treat them at any given moment. However, finding out their true mood can be a challenge. Mood rings changed the game, regardless of how accurate they were. They were sold under the idea that they could accurately guess your mood. Mood rings allegedly worked based on blood flow and how tight your muscles are at any given moment. These rings are another piece of jewelry baby boomers easily remember. The ring might not be able to tell you exactly how a person feels, but they were always fun to look at. Ultimately, the interpretation of mood ring colors should be taken with a grain of salt and not relied upon as a definitive measure of one's emotional state. However, for those interested in exploring the world of mood rings, it can be a fun and unique experience. Number 21. Bell-bottom pants. There was once a time when the baggier the clothing, the more stylish it was. Bell-bottom pants are the middle of this trend. The top of the pants look tight. However, when you get to the bottom, they open up. It feels like the pants were designed to hide shoes. These pants come in jean or business style, and it was common to see them almost anywhere you went back in the day. Because of how important the tightness of the pants are in 2024, they won't be making a comeback anytime soon. Number 20. Airbrushed t-shirts. The 70s was filled with people trying new looks and exploring wardrobe changes. Those shirts that look like they've been spray painted may have been in the 70s and 80s, but let's be real, a lot of fashion trends in those years look objectively ugly. Not everyone looks good in a perm, and not everyone is fashionable in an airbrush t-shirt either. Actually, we take that back. Nobody looks good in an airbrush t-shirt. Elementary school kids might wear them while running laps for PE, but if an adult walks up in an airbrush t-shirt, the words baby boomer will pop into everyone's mind like a fight or flight response. Number 19. Leisure suits. Wearing a suit gives you a jolt of confidence you wouldn't have if you wore something else. Unlike business suits, leisure suits were designed with the idea of style, but not a professional look. The button-up shirt that goes under a leisure suit usually is open at the top. The suit jacket pulls further over on the person's body who's wearing it. A lot of these suits are more colorful than most suits as well. The leisure suit is a product of its time, born in the disco era and best left there. The synthetic fabrics and loud colors scream outdated, lacking the sophistication and subtlety of modern suit styles. Number 18. Waterbeds. Achieving maximum comfort is a great way to practice self-love. However, up until waterbeds became a thing, it was tough to find the right bed at a reasonable price. Waterbeds were designed to conform to the way your body lays. Obviously, there are some threats to having a waterbed. You can't keep anything sharp near the bed since there's a constant concern about if they'll accidentally pop. Waterbeds are still around in some places in 2024, but they've helped designers come up with different ways to make them safer. Old school waterbeds baby boomers remember have been reworked and remodeled since then. Number 17. Mullet haircut. Trends recognized by baby boomers go beyond wardrobe choice. The mullet hairstyle shot up in popularity thanks to celebrities like Paul McCartney and Billy Ray Cyrus. The theory behind a mullet look was to have the best of both worlds. It's meant to help men look professional in front-face settings. When they turned around, the mullet was long enough to show the fun side of their personalities. In 2024, there are still some people who rock the retro look. However, many men prefer the clean-cut look with hair that looks more organized and put together these days. Number 16. Afro hairstyle. From activists to artists, the afro was more than just a hairstyle. Instead of focusing on containing hair, the afro look allowed curly-haired folks to let their hair out freely. This hairstyle is more common among the African American community, since their hair texture is easier to maintain in afro form. That doesn't mean afros are reserved for African Americans, though. People like Bob Ross also rocked afros back in the day as well, and he's an artist who charmed baby boomers to the extreme. It's a hairstyle that's easy to maintain, but it can potentially require a lot of patience to maintain. Number 15. Men's perms. Men perming their hair to be curly is a trend that baby boomers are super familiar with. These days, the look usually goes along with a fade on the side of your head. Back in the day, though, the male perm went along with long hair. There were some people who would combine this with the mullet look in the back. If your hair isn't naturally curly, but you want the look of curls, perming is the way to go. You have to be patient to make this look work since it's not a one-day process. Baby boomers understand that it takes time to heat your hair to the point where it curls itself naturally. Number 14. Macrame pot holders. Remember those intricate macrame pot holders that adorned every kitchen in the 70s? Making your home look the way you want is one of the most important things in life for some people. One of the best ways to make this happen is by decorating with stunning plants. They bring vibrant color and great aromas. They also give people a purpose in taking care of something. Not everyone can take care of an animal or raise a child, so a plant is a nice thing to settle on. The macrame pot holder was a popular way to hang plants up. The holder needed to be sturdy, but also had to be stylish enough for people to want to have them in their homes. They're still around today, and with plants becoming even more popular, they should stay around for a long time. Number 13. Fuzzy toilet seat covers. Decorating your home in an outlandish manner is another art that seems to have disappeared in 2024. Fuzzy toilet seat covers made going to the bathroom feel fun for the aesthetics. Baby boomers were known for collecting these pieces in celebration of different holidays and seasons. However, this trend has disappeared. It's thought of as something from the past. Younger generations often prefer to decorate their homes in modern or futuristic ways. Let's face facts. Toilet seat covers are ugly and shabby. Traditionally, they are made of a shaggy material that looks like something out of a bad movie from 40 years ago. They come in a lot of different colors, but the ones chosen always seem to be the worst color, like salmon. Depending on your sense of style, current trends may or may not matter to you. If they do, there may not be a worse component to the stylistic direction of your bathroom than having a toilet lid cover. The shaggy style and unnatural colors should have been enough of a red flag. The biggest issue with these toilet lid covers is that they feel like they're from a time long gone. If you are looking to harken back to the 1960s and 1970s, then a toilet lid cover will work just fine. But if you want a bathroom that doesn't look like it fell out of a time machine, ditch the toilet lid cover.
No, definitely not.
Number 12. Socks and sandals. This infamous combination is a fashion sin in almost every book. Not only does it look peculiar, but wearing socks with sandals completely contradicts the airy, open design that sandals bring to the table. The modern fashion-conscious individual typically avoids this trend like the plague. Style has evolved over the years and in so many awesome ways. Today, wearing socks and sandals is one of the worst fashion choices anyone could make regarding their footwear. However, back in the day, it was one of the most popular. Sandals were starting to take over, but people didn't want to show off their feet. Covering them with socks was the perfect middle ground for wearing them. The ease of slipping on shoes while making sure your feet stay warm and clean is a huge win. Younger generations prefer hiding their feet, so this baby boomer trend is a style that might come back. Number 11. Polyester shirts. The 1970s was filled with people trying new looks and exploring wardrobe changes. One of the most popular styles to wear was the polyester shirt. These shirts were made to be comfortable, while also showing off personality. The bright colors made these shirts pop and stand out. In 2024, the shirts have been used as Halloween costumes as a vintage look. Different sports teams and bars have retro nights all the time where polyester shirts are common. At this point, people prefer fabrics like cotton or cotton polyester blends. Number 10. Popcorn ceiling. Does anyone else ever just want to take a flat surface and scrape these off, or is it just me? Anyway, popcorn ceilings are hard to clean, paint, and just look tacky. Love it or hate it, popcorn ceilings were a staple of home design in the mid-20th century. Popcorn ceilings were a common choice in older homes to conceal plaster or drywall flaws. However, they can be a headache to paint and tend to accumulate dust in their textured surface. Many boomer homes still feature popcorn ceilings, which are now seen as outdated. Popcorn ceilings, also known as acoustic ceilings, were popular in the mid-20th century for their sound dampening qualities and the ability to conceal imperfections. However, they fell out of favor because of their outdated look and the challenges involved in repairing or removing them. Modern design preferences now tend toward clean, minimalistic styles, favoring smooth or subtly textured ceilings over popcorn ceilings. Homeowners and designers often choose smooth, flat ceilings or subtle textures to achieve a more contemporary appearance. Number 9. Doilies. Baby boomers often used doilies, those small crocheted furniture protectors. They were often round, made of paper or fabric, and available in a variety of colors. Doilies were meant to protect their favorite end tables and other wood furniture. Today, they are considered a relic of the past. Primarily, boomers still use them. Doilies, once popular as decorative accents in a boomer living room for protecting surfaces and adding elegance, have become less common in modern interior design. Their intricate patterns may clash with the cleaner, minimalistic aesthetics favored today. Additionally, their association with traditional or vintage styles contributes to their perception as outdated. However, design trends are subjective, and some may still appreciate their nostalgic charm. Ultimately, their relevance depends on personal choices and the desired style of a space. Number 8. Carpeted bathroom. At certain times in history, carpeted bathrooms surged in popularity over other types of flooring. In the 1950s, advances in carpeting technology led it to become more affordable to buy and install. More homeowners could choose it and blanket their entire house in carpeting if they wished to. At the time, it was viewed as an upgraded flooring option. Carpets in the bathroom were a popular design choice for boomers. While carpets are comfortable to step on, they can lead to issues like mold, mildew, and bacterial growth due to the room's high moisture levels. They can also develop unpleasant odors since they frequently get wet, making them an impractical choice for a space where personal hygiene is a priority. The wet factor then leads to a fairly rapid deterioration of any soft furnishings. Humidity and steam are other no-nos. If, for instance, you were to fit a regular wall-to-wall carpet in your bathroom, you'd be in for a bit of a shock. It would probably be wet and rotting within months, maybe even within weeks. Number 7. Fake fruits. Baby boomers often placed bowls of fake fruits on their dining room table or kitchen counters. It was just the thing to do and a form of decor in their home. While these imitation fruits can still be found in some stores, they may cater to the tastes of the older generation. Fake fruit had its heyday in the heights of the mid-aughts, back when picture-perfect McMansions were the most desirable thing. Fake lemons never rot, faux bananas never brown, plastic grapes never fell from the vine. A bowl of gorgeous, bountiful, pristine fruit promised prosperity in perpetuity, but it also looked really, really fake. Why buy expensive fakes when you can typically buy the real fruit for cheaper? They look much nicer and they can actually make you happier. Number 6. Tube tops. Trendy but sometimes impractical and unflattering, the 1960s and 1970s witnessed a surge in the popularity of tube tops as they became synonymous with the burgeoning counterculture movement and the rise of disco fashion. Celebrities and fashion icons embraced the trend, further propelling the tube top into the spotlight. The garment's association with freedom, self-expression, and sensuality solidified its status as a fashion statement. But the ubiquitous presence of tube tops in fashion has sparked a persistent debate regarding their appropriateness and the message they convey. At the heart of this discourse lies the question of whether tube tops are too revealing for certain settings, leading to divergent viewpoints and impassioned discussions. Critics of tube tops argue that their strapless design and form-fitting nature make them unsuitable for certain environments, particularly professional or formal settings. Concerns about modesty and decorum often surface in discussions about the appropriateness of tube tops, with some expressing reservations about their potential to be distracting or overly revealing. Number 5. Velour tracksuits. Tracksuits have undergone a style evolution, becoming sleeker and more fashionable. The velour versions that some boomers can't seem to part with, however, are far from current. Tracksuits became acceptable to wear in public during the 1970s, but by the end of the decade, the velour tracksuit became a fashion staple for both men and women. If you did not have a sweatsuit in your closet next to your disco apparel during the 70s, you were not considered part of the in crowd. There were many fashion failures during the 1980s, including a botched attempt at altering the classic velour sweatsuit by turning it into a flimsy shell suit made from nylon. This monstrosity attempted to take over the world during the 1980s, but it only enjoyed a few short years in the spotlight before dying out completely. The shell suit has since made its way to the top of the fashion hate list and has been dubbed the worst style crime of the era, according to Express, a Britain news outlet. Number 4. Too many gold chains. The 1970s was potentially one of the most extravagant eras for men's jewelry, and gold chains were larger than ever and extremely eye-catching. Gold chains and chunky gold bracelets were made popular by celebrities such as John Travolta, as well as the birth of the punk music scene. With groups such as the Sex Pistols becoming popular, there was a huge rise in thick and heavy gold chains. Moving into the 1980s, the gold chain was made a fashion staple with the rise of rap and hip-hop groups such as Run DMC. Though a little gold can add a touch of class to an outfit, too much layering of gold chains can quickly turn gaudy. Today's trend leans towards subtlety and minimalistic jewelry. Remember, less is more. When it comes to jewelry, the notion that less is more has never been more relevant than with minimalist jewelry. This subtle yet elegant trend has taken the fashion world by storm, offering a refreshing departure from traditional statement pieces. Minimalist jewelry focuses on clean lines, simple designs, and understated beauty, making it perfect for those who prefer a more subtle and refined aesthetic. Number 3. Animal prints. Animal prints can make a bold statement when done correctly. However, overuse or poor quality prints can tip the scale from chic to tacky, an error some boomers seem prone to making. Animal print never goes out of fashion. In fact, every season and every year, people parrot and animal print is on trend. But it's the same print. If there's anything new, it's purely a matter of interpretation. The question isn't about should you or should you not own an animal print. Every fashionista must own at least a piece of this print, be it a dress, top, a pair of shoes, a scarf, or a bag. The question, therefore, is how do you make it right? Since animal print is in itself a statement piece, the best fail-safe approach to wearing it is to keep it simple, clean, and neat. Number 2. Fanny packs. Although the fanny pack has seen a revival, its fashion status is precarious. Some boomers haven't gotten the memo that today's fanny packs are sleek and minimalist, not the bulky eyesore versions of decades past, not to mention the irony with which Gen Z wears them. Throughout the decades, fanny packs have been some of the most polarizing accessories out there. While having a bag strapped around your waist is without a doubt a convenient advent, many people question whether the fashion statement that it represents, or lack thereof, is worth it. Indeed, it's not difficult to imagine that an accessory that was reportedly created in the 1960s to mimic kangaroo pouches via InStyle would be a point of division amongst the fashion forward, although historians suggest that items vaguely reminiscent of fanny packs have appeared throughout history and as early as 3400 to 3100 BCE. But they would be most likely not in the same style that we recognize them today per Garage. But regardless of individual opinions, fanny packs have stood the test of time in their frequent reoccurrence in hot fashion. Fanny packs had their big moment in the 1980s, appearing most commonly on the hips of regular Joes. Even in their greatest moments, however, they were still widely considered unchic, often made from nylon or ripstop, and with an emphasis on durable practicality per garage. Number 1. Shoulder pads. These relics of power dressing have thankfully been left in the past by most. Oversized shoulder pads can give the impression of a boxy, disproportionate silhouette, a far cry from today's more tailored styles. The 1980s saw a wide range of daring and extravagant trends in the world of fashion. The shoulder pads are one element that sticks out, particularly among these remarkable fashion statements. These over-the-top padded structures, which were deftly positioned within the shoulders of jackets, blazers, and even dresses, came to represent the period's fashion trends. In the 1980s, shoulder pads gained enormous popularity because of the confluence of social, cultural, and fashion elements. When women were first entering the workforce and claiming their independence, they embodied the power clothing and female empowerment movements. In formal situations, shoulder pads created a defined profile that exuded confidence and authority. They also made it possible for fashion to be flexible and customizable, allowing people to express their bold sense of style. Additionally, shoulder pads evolved into a recognizable representation of the excess and extravagance of the 1980s, combining personality with a distinctive fusion of fashion trends. Although they gradually lost favor as fashion changed, shoulder pads are indelibly linked to the decade's showy and luxurious aesthetics. Did we miss any? Drop a comment below and let us know your favorite or least favorite memory from back in the day. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.